What's up, everyone? I'm Sammer, along with my co-host Stank and Poppy Latte, and you're watching the Loose Cannons. We are hanging out today with none other than the legendary Buccaneer, Donnie Abraham. Donnie, welcome to the show, man. What's up?
No.
Appreciate
Welcome
it.
back. Welcome back.
No. I said this last time, Sammer. Damn it.
Donnie.
It's Donnie Baby. What's up, Donnie Baby? What's going on, man?
Donnie,
What's
baby.
going on? Hey, I'm happy to be back on.
Yep. Listen, we watched the Buccaneers win their first game against the Dallas Cowboys. A win is a win, ugly, not ugly, whatever you want to call it. You don't get style points, right? But we have a former Pro Bowl Buccaneer corner on the show, so it's only natural that we ask you to break down and talk all about what we thought was the weak point of that night, which was this secondary. First, before we kind of dive into all of that, yesterday, the Buccaneers decided to put Sean Murphy-Bunting on the IR, so he apparently will miss 3 weeks, including this coming game. We do wish him a swift recovery. I don't think it's as bad as it looked. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, I just read a quote from Bruce Arians that said 4 weeks or the entire season. That's what he just said.
Wow. Yeah. Now, speaking of SMB, because is it not funny that we just had Donnie Baby on, and you mentioned the rule? There was a John Lynch rule. Sean Murphy-Bunting stuck his hand in there, and I know he's trying to make a play, but the safety came and cleaned up the receiver, his elbow, the whole damn thing.
Hey,
rule.
That's that friendly fire you get caught in.
Let go.
Yeah. But at that point, though, he can't let go. He got to, because
he's trying to.
You're running for your life at that point. You got to try to make a play. So it was just an unfortunate situation that happened, and it looked pretty bad on TV. So that I think that is one of those injuries, though, that it kind of depends on your body. So I think it could be 4 weeks, but it's been guys who actually have been lost for the season for an injury like that. Hopefully that's not the case for SMB, but it could be a potentially serious injury.
Donnie, before SMB hurt his elbow or his arm, the Cowboys kind of looked like they were picking on him a little bit. It looked like they were kind of forcing the issue to go. They were obviously trying not to throw it towards Carlton Davis. Carlton, the three of us thought he had a phenomenal game. He played extremely well. The numbers kind of back that up. But what was going on out there with Sean Murphy-Bunting? Was it rust? Is it what did you see when you watched the game and you look back at the film? What were you seeing that caused Sean to struggle early before that injury?
Well, I want to first of all say that Dallas has a pretty good offense.
They do.
It's the first game of the year. They're playing against the Super Bowl champs. Dak is back. Elliott has something to prove, from last year. So the people that I talked with, I knew that this was going to be a pretty tough game. I love the game plan that Dallas came with, because if you ask anybody what's the strength of Tampa's defense, whether it's the front, the middle, the back, what are they going to tell you that we are good at?
Stopping the run.
We're good at stopping the run.
Mm-hmm.
So Dallas threw the ball freaking 50-something times, because they're going to be like, why keep running into the wall trying to run against this defense? Let's just take our chance and throw the ball. We got a all-star quarterback. We got an offensive line that can protect pretty good. Let's take our chances and throwing the ball. And that's kind of what they did. Their first, I guess, offensive script plays. So like their first 10, 15 script plays did a really good job of mixing things up and kind of keeping Tampa off balance. With different formation, they come out in empty sets, and just different things to kind of keep them off balance. So they had a very, very good game plan for Tampa, and to try to isolate and neutralize some of Tampa's defense. So it may look like certain guys were getting picked on, but to me that was a game plan that Dallas chose to play against Tampa.
Not just that, Donnie, but going back to last year, I don't think it was so much Dallas, and I'm not saying it's a blueprint, right? But the Rams kind of put it out there, like you said, why pound your head against a wall why do these elongated passes with 5-7 step drops when the strength, like you said, of our defense is that front seven. They were not only pass heavy, but everything was quick. Quick. That the Rams tore us up with that last year. Quick, get the ball out quick. And even with that, because a lot of people said, where was it? They still got pressure. I mean, Vita was in the backfield all day long. JPP got there, Shaq got there. It's just they were getting the ball out extremely quick.
Right, because that neutralizes a good pass rush. What they did, and to me, Dallas did two good things in that game. They neutralized our pass rush, like you said, by RPOs, quick passes. They were moving horizontal so they can get the ball out of Dak's hands. And the other thing that they were doing that they did well to me was, so the first thing, they attacked scheme. Now, the second thing they did was attack personnel. And I'm not necessarily saying that they're trying to attack bad personnel. What I'm saying is Dallas has built in their offense the X receiver, whenever it's a single receiver, whether it's backside of 3x1 or 2x1, whatever that X receiver is, the defense dictates what they do. So if the defense shows a single safety high with no help over there, Dak has the ability to check and throw to that side, whether he takes shot or whether he takes hitches, depending on how the corner is playing. So Dallas offense had the ability to do that. So two great things they did, I thought, was they attack our scheme by neutralizing our front seven, and then they attack personnel a little bit.
And once SMB went down, that personnel that they happened to be attacking was Jamel Dean pretty consistently. And he seemed to have some issues in space. I've always kind of had an issue with his game. He's a freaky athlete. I mean, the guy is lanky, long arms, but he just seems to get lost. Doesn't have the awareness. Maybe doesn't necessarily play the keys that the receiver's giving him. Doesn't turn his head around to find the ball often. That's kind of been his since he's come into the league. What did you see specifically with Dean? What was he struggling with out there that you saw that stood out to you?
Well, again, like I said, it's hard when you don't have the correct film to watch to really see what's going on. Dean has, like you said, he has some good traits, and he has some things that gets him in trouble sometimes. But he does do a pretty good job of being able to see the quarterback, being able to react well, being a smart player. Like you said, he's long, he's physical at the line of scrimmage. Where he needs to work on, and this is just my personal opinion, so I don't want anybody calling in and cussing me out or whatever, but like you said, in space, when he's off coverage and when a receiver gets his hips turned is where he gets into trouble. Or where he probably has to improve a little bit, and that's not only Dean. That's with most DBs. If you don't have good footwork and hip turn and good hips and stuff, then you're going to struggle. He's just happened to be, a guy that we're talking about today.
Even before, even before SMB got injured, you could see that. I know they're running RPOs or trying to get these guys open quickly so they get the ball out of Dak's hands, but they were wide open. I mean, it was pretty easy for Dak. I mean, he was just basically taking the snap, look around, and there was a guy open almost every single time. I mean, the very first play they had, we pinned him after that amazing punt to the 2-yard line. Their very first play is like a chunk pass play to the left sideline that goes basically, it beats everyone. I mean, it's one tackle away from a 98-yard touchdown at that point. The guy's wide open. How does that happen?
Right, but that's a credit to Dallas. Because, like you said, we pinned them down on like the 2-yard line. Most offenses come out in what when they're backed up? They come out in some type of heavy type formation.
Yeah.
Dallas came out in spread, empty. So again, credit to Dallas for creating that space, because what empty does it gives you isolations across the board. So when a guy catches the ball, if a defensive back or linebacker or whatever is not there to make the tackle immediately, he has a lot of space to run. And that's a credit to what Dallas did as well.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
Dak
harp.
laid it in there nicely, right between that zone. It was a beautiful pass, and Dak he was on. He was on Thursday night. He was sharp.
And I don't want to harp on Jamel Dean because I'm a fan of Jamel's, but it seemed that once he kind of made a couple of mistakes early on in the game and they decided that this was the guy we're going to pick on or go towards, he kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say fell apart, but he looked like he fell apart, man. He wasn't, he was playing soft in terms of like the space he was giving off the line. It was, would be like in 3rd and 7, he'd be like 9-10 yards off the receiver. Whether he came up or whether he played back, he was getting beat shallow, middle, everywhere. And there was one specific play. there was one specific play where Vita Vea saved the game, possibly. But he just looked like he was. What is he doing out there? That like you're seeing him struggle. You're a defensive coordinator, and I love Todd Bowles. And the Bucs played single high a lot. I'm sure you saw that. Why weren't they just giving him more help?
Well, that's one of the things a player, is human nature. Like we can't get into the mindset of different people. We only in ourselves. We only know what we're thinking or what we're going through. But the human nature for an athlete is if you give up a play, you get down on yourself. That's anybody. So as athletes, what you got to always remember to do is you got to prepare yourself to compete every play, no matter what. And I'm not saying he didn't compete. I'm not saying he did compete and things like that. But you have to prepare yourself mentally that no matter what happens in this game, I got to compete on every single snap. It doesn't seem like he was doing that, but he could have been. It could have been just one of them situations where you just had a bad game or a bad day or you just didn't feel right. And to speak on, the Bucs do play a lot of single high, but it's a different version of just a blatant cover 3. It's more of a man type single high system, and you got to have guys in the back end that's going to compete and to make plays on every snap. Some of the snaps it seemed like he didn't, some he did. And the play that he gave up or that the defense gave up with Vita Vea, that was a totally different coverage. That was a change up, something you would do as a defense coordinator as a change up to try to give the opposing quarterback a different look. And ultimately it ended up just being cover 2. It was just different guys playing out of position, so to speak. Like corner played a safety position, a linebacker played a corner position. So they just tried to give Dak a different look, but still ultimately play a coverage 2. And now you got a cornerback there, whereas normally a safety spot. And now he has to try to play half field safety, and he's coming from a normal corner's position of 8-9 yards.
Yeah, he bailed immediately, and then Cockrell took the receiver underneath.
Right.
And Devin White didn't drop that deep, so he was put in kind of an impossible situation. I didn't realize until I watched the clip several times that he bailed. I thought he was underneath.
So that's what I was saying.
He let what's his name go?
Was it CD?
No, I don't think it was CD. It was
Amari.
Yeah, it was Amari. He let Amari, yeah, exactly. I didn't realize it was him that bailed into that safety position, and then he had a choice to make there.
Right, and that's tough to do because remember, safeties start from 15 yards back.
Right.
So they got everything in front of them already. They're seeing it if it's just normal cover 2. But this is like a rotation cover 2. So this guy is running from 8 yards and he got to sprint back as fast as he can. And remember, the corner is normally responsible for getting hands on that receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's going back, there's nobody getting hand on that receiver. So now they're on the speed 2 side, which means they got 2 receivers over there with speed coming vertical with nobody touching them.
Yeah, and Dak pump fake to the middle of the field.
Exactly. Yeah, and for a guy who doesn't play back that often, you're going to go with the first pump.
Yep.
Because you got 2 guys running at you full speed, and if you're not used to handling that or being in that position, then you may panic a little bit and go with the first read, and that's what he had to do. So, and you also, because of the change up and because of the look, you also expect the ball to come out a little quicker, as well too. Dak back there, he had a chance to hold the ball, had a chance for those guys to get vertical, and it just made it tough. I mean, they caught Tampa in a vulnerable position pretty much on that play, and thank goodness for
that pass rush.
Vita Vea on that play.
Yeah.
Thank goodness that he was able to get some penetration and prevent Dak from stepping into the throw.
Donnie, is that the play where you're talking about where he took a grown-ass man and just walked him back 8 yards into Dak's lap? Like he took a grown man and moved him from point A to point B.
Yeah,
He took a 320-pound grown man.
He buckled his knee, bro.
Put him on wheels.
His knee fucking buckled. Like what?
Turned him into a sledge drill.
That's the worst feeling for the Dallas player. Like when you helpless, you can't do anything. He's like, you just going for the ride, and you just like, oh shoot, Dag, I hope you get rid of this ball because I can't stop this train that's coming.
Like Donnie, what's that like in the huddle, bro? Like when you go back and you line up again, is Vita looking at him like, yeah, bitch. Yeah.
Well, from a defensive back point of view, what it's like in the huddle is you jumping on Vita Vea and you like thanking him, my God, for getting that pressure because they had us. Is
there something? And listen, for everybody out there, right? Usually these are therapy sessions with us. It's the first game of the year, right? Where they're going to build on this. It's a good tape to learn from. It's like clay. They'll mold it. They'll get the game plan right. They build on this just like they did last year. But what I was most impressed with, everybody's, oh my God, they look bad. They stepped up in the red zone, man.
Right.
I mean, what Dallas was 2 or 3 for 7 in the red zone.
Right. Yeah.
They stepped up and they were put in bad situations at times. The game's not even close. Let's be honest. We're all talking about the secondary. Donnie Baby's on here, and he's walking us through this therapy session. Yes. But let's be real. If Rojo doesn't fumble, and Leonard Fournette doesn't have the interception go right off his hands,
right?
It's a 14-point, 21-point game. It's not even a conversation.
And Godwin fumbled at the 5-yard line. I mean, that's a touchdown almost.
It's a 2-yard line, bro. It was nuts.
I mean, that's a touchdown on that drive. I mean, we probably left about 21 points out there if you think.
Yeah, but that seems to be the theme with this team, especially early last season, where we won games despite all these mistakes we made, all these penalties we made. They built and I'm hoping we just don't revert right back into that because good teams aren't going to allow you to come back like that. Not that Dallas isn't a good team, but Dallas defensively, couldn't stop us, really all night either.
Right, and I think they would be fine. I mean, you hit it right on the head when you're talking about this game one, and we don't have to bring out the Aaron Rodgers, relax, everybody just relax.
They're not relaxing in Green Bay right now.
He looked pretty relaxed.
Right,
he was way too relaxed.
He looked way too relaxed. He's still on the golf course, bro.
Yeah, he is. But it's game one, and you always look for, I guess, the silver lining of this whole thing. This will make the Bucs defense better. It will, because now you got to look at what was going on. You got Todd Bowles as a DC, okay? You got Nick Rapone as the safeties coach, and you got Kevin Ross as the cornerback coach. They will get this fixed, and it allowed them to see, okay, where are we mostly vulnerable, and so this defense becomes great when your weakest link can be stronger. Mm-hmm. So now we say, okay, we may be vulnerable in this aspect. Let's fix it, and now we're going to be stronger moving forward. So those guys, that they're going to get this thing fixed, and everybody has to relax and realize everybody wants the Super Bowl right away. The Super Bowl was last year. This is a totally different season, totally different team, everything. Guys got a year more of wear and tear on their bodies. I mean, it's everything. And you got to remember is last year we made a great run during the playoffs and everything. Everybody was healthy and everybody came together. Well, if you look at our first game, you would like to think and hope that everybody's healthy, but we're in our fourth corner in the game because SMB goes down, and now Crockwell has to come in. I think that's his name, Crockwell.
Cockrell. Mike Edwards went out with cramps too a couple times.
Right, but we got our fourth corner in the game, and you got to remember we're starting with our third safety,
right?
Because Whitehead is out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So in the back end, we wasn't completely healthy, and now SMB goes down, and it's just like, man, we back to like it's week 15, and we're fighting injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So everything will get fixed. The guys will be better. The coaching staff is outstanding, and these are the same guys that won a Super Bowl last year. Because to me, the secondary was the big difference in making that big playoff push. We already know the front seven was good, but when that secondary came together, that made that defense just, they can stop anybody.
Yeah,
and they proved that in the Super Bowl. So they're going to be fine. They're going to get this fixed, and this is only going to make the Tampa defense stronger.
And you touched on. Go ahead.
My bad, man. Great Samuel Ali. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did you see that look, Donnie? I'm gonna get.
You're in trouble.
I'm not logging off this podcast.
You're not gonna log.
Usually it's me getting that look.
All right, fine. I'll go in. I was going to say, you touched on Jordan Whitehead. How much did you see the Buccaneers miss Jordan Whitehead after SMB goes out? Because you have Mike Edwards and you have Cockrell, who kind of play. They're able to play safety. They're able to play corner. They can kind of slide in and out. I don't know how much they used them in and out because we're watching the game at the stadium. I didn't really get a chance to watch it on TV yet. How much did you see them kind of utilize those guys in maybe out of their natural positions or out of their starting positions for that night? And how much did Jordan Whitehead not being there affect that? Because again, SMB goes out, now you got to kind of scramble and figure it out. Having a Jordan Whitehead back there makes it a little bit easier because you're not playing with less pieces.
Well,
that's a great question, Sammer. It's a great question.
Because now guys have to be moved all over the place. Their normal rotation of what they went through all preseason with is all of a sudden is thrown off now. Because you got to remember, SMB moves from outside corner to the nickel. So he plays the nickel position. Dean comes in as the third corner and plays outside. So now when SMB goes down, you got to bring in the fourth guy who's the backup corner, Crockwell, has to now go in and play nickel. And the nickel is a very difficult place to play. And for a guy who doesn't get a whole lot of reps other than practice at the nickel position, now you come in at first game of the year when you don't expect to play much at all. And human nature and our mindset is like, I'm the fourth corner. I'm not going to play much. I just do my little special team stuff. All of a sudden, first quarter, and you in there, you're like, wait a minute. I wasn't supposed to play this much.
You're looking like Jamie Foxx, like, get your helmet. I don't know where it is. Coach,
exactly.
Hold on.
So now you thrown in there and Dak is rolling and you like, man. So with all those factors into it, I mean, the Bucs will be fine. They'll be fine on defense. These guys are professional. They'll go back to work. They'll fix what need to be fixed. And I feel sorry for the Atlanta Falcons coming up.
Hey, Donnie, you started off by saying Dallas is a good football team.
Wow. Wow.
Did I say they're a good football team?
Well, I mean, their offense. Their offense is good.
Yeah.
Lattes over there. Man, you gave up your spot. I just jumped in. Sorry. Yeah, CD Lamb and Amari Cooper and Gallup. They're nothing to shake a stick at, man. They're quick. They can beat you over the top. They can beat you underneath, and they also were, they also did some boots with Dak as well. They had the defense going one way, beat that team speed, and they did. They had our linebackers, going left and right, and they hurt us quite a bit early doing that.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they got like I said, they got a good offense over there. Defense is improving for Dallas. I think the coaching staff is pretty solid. But to me, one of the keys is the offensive coordinator for Dallas. He's a young guy, and I think he's coming into his own as a play caller. And I think he does some very good things. Very smart guy. And I just think he does some very good things with Dak. And last year they struggled a lot because Dak wasn't there. Now that he has Dak back, I mean, he can go back and open up the playbook, and they can do some things. And it's just, so Dallas, yeah, offensively, I think it was very good for the Bucs to face them first. And now that, like I said, they're just going to fix the things they need to fix and come back stronger.
Latte, you have the floor, bro. Look, I'm
gonna bring Sasha back, man.
He done slid off to the side now.
So Sasha was so much more,
they kicked me off the last show, and my wife recorded the first 20 minutes.
It was a beautiful.
You want to know why, Donnie? You want to know why? He brought a Cowboys fan
to the
2
game.
hour section.
Oh no!
He brought a fucking Cowboy fan to my section, Donnie.
That Cowboys fan was already at the game.
We had to sit next to him.
No, it doesn't matter, bro. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. You brought up. He sat next to me and my wife. How dare you?
Wow.
My wife.
Listen, Donnie, baby, listen.
That's a no-no, right? You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Thank you.
I know.
Thank you.
Man, we had enough Dallas fans in the fucking.
We still won the game, though. We still won.
So Donnie, before I was rudely interrupted,
twice.
I think BA said it best. Two-parter. I think BA said it best. It was the best case scenario. There is no such thing as ugly wins in the league, and I think it's a great tape to learn from. So It's the best case scenario. It sucks that SMB got hurt. That's not the best case, but overall best case. We got out of it with a win. Offense looked good. The fumble, the turnovers, we learned from it. The DBs will learn from it. They got better. The worst game that Jamel Dean had was against Seattle. He came back and was on fire after that.
Right.
You get in early. You get humbled really quick when you get embarrassed nationally on national TV. But the part I was going to say was, I think what people are forgetting as well, and Stank just said that, I'm going to piggyback off of him. It's cliche, right? It's the cliche saying, they get paid too, man. You have Amari Cooper and CD fucking Lamb on the other side of the like, they cook people that don't make mistakes. Right. Like, you can be in perfect position, they're still cooking you. So we got the victory. It's a great tape to learn from, and we got the W. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. I mean, you got the W. It's hard to get those in the league, and I tell you what, you feel a whole hell of a lot better getting a W than if this was a L.
Oh yeah.
Because now you go in the meeting room and you understand what you got to fix and what you got to do, but you can kind of be a little happy about it because you got the win. Now, if you would have got the L, and now those meeting rooms are totally different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's totally different. The demeanor and mindset of those meetings are totally different with a loss. So yes, the fact that they got the W and they didn't play their best ball, to me is just not good to me for the rest of the league, because now you see, like I said, you see where you're vulnerable, you see what you got to fix, you get those things fixed, and you become that much stronger. So I think this is, like you said, I want to say this is the best thing that happened for the Bucs, because we had a few injuries that we wouldn't have liked. But for a first game, and you got a lot of teachable moments and a lot of teaching tape out of that game, and you got the W.
I think our own quarterback posted that meme like yesterday on Instagram where, him and BA talking before the game, like, we're going to come out, start strong, start fast, no last minute type comebacks. And then at the end he said, he posted a picture of the last minute comeback. So
yeah, I saw because they were saying something about, I hope, what was it? I hope that the game doesn't come down to the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
And then they post a picture of Brady running out the stadium with his hands up, just winning from 2 minutes. Yeah.
We talked a lot about, the negatives that we saw, but let's talk a little bit about Carlton Davis, man.
Oh, my God.
Carlton Davis looked ridiculous out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, something like, I read it somewhere, maybe it was PFF, something like a 13 QBR against him. Right. He was just he would look like a shutdown corner. He looks like he's taken another step beyond what we saw from him last year. You watch the tape. What are you seeing? What are we seeing from Carlton right here that he just looks so good out there? And what can we expect now that we've seen him? I mean, he played against CeeDee Lamb. He did it against Amari Cooper. And from all I can remember, I don't think he gave up a reception.
December wasn't all bad. Winfield looked good too, bro.
No, Winfield too. But I mean, Winfield, he also, I think he got his hands up on that interception that ended up. Yeah. So, but Carlton Davis to me stood out. I just wanted to hear your feedback and what you thought about him on.
No, CeeDee is playing well, and we got to look at this thing. We got to understand that these guys, they're not 7-8 year vets. They're 3 and 4 years in the league, so they're still figuring stuff out. As they're going along. But no, CeeDee is definitely playing well. I mean, he's starting from where he finished last year. He is the top corner on this Bucs defense, and he's playing like that. And when he's focused and when he's locked in and when he's happy, with life, I mean, he can be or is one of the top corners in the league. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's the number one corner in this defense, and he's playing like it. And you saw the Bucs sort of make some minor tweaks in the game because they moved him around. Mm-hmm. They normally he stays left, SMB stays right. Even when they go to nickel, he stays on the left side. But in this game, they had to move him around a little bit. He matched up sometimes on Amari. I think a few times he might have been on C-Lam, where he was on the other side of the field. So they did try to make some adjustments during the game, but you only do that when you're confident in the guy that you're moving around. And right now, the Bucs staff is confident that he can go out and get the job done no matter who they put him on.
Yeah, he's kind of a catch-22 because the better he plays, the less likely they throw at him and they throw at the other guys. So it's double-edged sword there, and that's kind of, I think, what we saw was we're not going to throw towards Carlton. We saw him switch when they came out in the third quarter. He was all of a sudden on the right side against Amari. Absolutely. But I think if people are making sure not to throw to him, it kind of starts exposing everyone else, especially when you have injuries.
Right, it does, and that's why I think the last show we talked about, I was like, it's good to have a good group of guys because of that. You just got one or two guys, and like you said, the offense can isolate the other side of the field now. But when you have a good group and you learn to play together, which is like what they did at the end of last year and in the Super Bowl, then you can go out and you can be productive. Right now, they got to get back to that.
Now, you know what else is good, Donnie? It's good to have a fucking freak drop to 32 because we had so many damn injuries. You're talking about injuries.
Yeah.
I saw Tryon Shoyinka.
Yeah.
For all you people that are lazy out there, just want to shorten it and you don't want to add it on this Tryon Shoyinka. I saw him drop like 9 damn times. What'd you see at a trial, bro? He's playing almost safety. He's dropping 15. I'm like, what the? This guy's a pass rusher. What?
Well, you saw the versatility of a good player, and you saw a guy who defensive coordinators love because they can move him around. They can rush him off the edge. They can drop him as a linebacker. He can play middle of the field. He can do all kind of stuff. And that's what you love as a defense coordinator because it doesn't handicap you. You can come up with some creative defenses as you saw with Todd Bowles where we got both of the tackles out at the ends. We got, Devin White and both of our linebackers inside, and then the 2 rush guys outside of them. So it's like as an offensive line when you're looking at 4 guys in between the tackles, all fast and can rush the passer, and then you got the 2 big heavy duty dump trucks outside that's just gonna squeeze the pocket and don't let you out. They gonna keep you from getting out the pocket, and you got 4 fast guys inside that's coming right at you.
What were you thinking when you saw that? Because I think Sammer posted. He's like, I love Todd Bowles. Everybody was standing up. He called it out when it was a person live. He's like, everybody's standing except for Vita on the edge.
Right.
Like, what are you thinking as an offensive line? Like, what the fuck?
Well, I tell you what, the offensive line is like, oh shoot. But I tell you what that does for a defense. It keeps you from being stale. You know what I'm saying? It keeps those tackles, because you got to remember those tackles they're pretty much 95 to 98% in between the tackles, and they're getting pounded and double teamed every snap. Now you move them out to the edge. Now they got one-on-ones. They're not getting pounded around. They're not getting pushed. They're not getting banged. They're not engaged and somebody else coming to hit them in the ribs. They're outside and they can just rush freely one-on-one. So for a defensive tackle inside guy, when a defensive coordinator come up with schemes like that, you get excited because it's something that you normally don't do.
Mm-hmm. That's why they love playing for him.
Exactly. Absolutely.
You could see him. You could see Todd Bowles putting on that mad scientist lab coat. He was working with that line. It was crazy. They were all standing up. JPP at one point was just dancing around, and it ended up causing a false start. But absolutely. You could see that this setup of that unique look where they have all these guys standing up. They've got all these fast guys in the middle. Then you got Levante and Devin in there. And then you got the 2, like you said, the dump trucks on the end. But this is going to set them up for the next couple of games because now you don't know who's going to drop, because now he can make him do whatever he wants. And seeing Joe Tryon, guy was down there. He looked like he was playing corner at one fucking point. He was a 4-3 linebacker on one of the plays, or a couple of times actually. There's a play he made a tackle that was like on a 20-yard pass. He was the guy making the tackle. I'm like, is he fucking playing corner? What was he doing out there? He was like helping Jamel Dean. I was like, what's going on? And he looked extremely comfortable out there. I mean, he kind of looked like Todd Bowles found his honey badger. He just happens to be an edge rusher. And much bigger, much fucking like a honey bear,
a honey badger. I like it, honey bear.
Well, I mean that keeps the defense fun, and it drives offensive coordinators crazy because now is another segment that they got to prepare for. You know, besides the normal package that a defense has, now offense has to take the time and prepare for whatever it is. Some people call it NASCAR. Personnel, or whatever the Bucs call it. Now
pillage and plunder, the pillage and plunder personnel.
I like that, Sammer.
Yeah,
I like that.
Absolutely. So now offense got to take time.
Guy.
They got to take time and prepare for that. Yeah.
So Donnie, listen, it's the NFL, right? 24-hour rule, kind of technical. Don't fucking beat me up on it, guys. It's been more than 24 hours, but we all got to get the W on Thursday. Right, but we got to move on, Donnie. Yeah. Got to move on to the next one. One. So we all got to relax on Sunday and just take football in. I made my meat. Sammer made his meat. It was amazing. Sat on my couch and do anything but watch football.
Right.
Listen, you brought it up, so let's move forward. Number 77. I don't know if you were paying attention on Sunday for the Falcons. Was a damn turnstile, and the Falcons, once they weren't able to run the ball, it was a wrap because they couldn't protect Matt Ryan. Right. And Philly's got a good front seven, but it's not as good as ours. And Philly's got a good defense to stop with the run, but not as good as ours.
Right.
So what do you see happening this Sunday at 4:00? Because I know they got Calvin, I know they got Pitts, and they're pretty weapons on the outside, but you got to be able to block it up. Otherwise, you can't get them the ball. You got to be able to run it. Otherwise, they can't run their scheme the way they want to because they set everything up off the run. I feel kind of bad. And I don't feel bad. Fuck that. I don't feel bad at all. I want to hang 50 on the Falcons.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, the Falcons backup quarterback better be getting some reps because I'm not saying injury of the starter, but he might be a little sore, and he might not make it through this game because
this was from the Philly game.
Yeah, we saw that picture.
Yes. See,
Atlanta's O-line is not Dallas's O-line.
Right.
Definitely not.
So he already got the chalk line. I mean, he's drawn in the chalk line. So I mean, they're going to have to do something because, like I said, the Bucs defense is going to be pissed because they may not felt like they performed up to their capabilities. So they're going to be pissed. And they're going to be coming for everything. So they better get the backup ready. Like I said, this offensive line is not like the Dallas offensive line. The Bucs are going to be more prepared for the RPOs and the quick screens because that's what Dallas did to them. They're going to get that fixed. So from Atlanta point of view, when you can't do those things, then your quarterback is a sitting duck back there. And you're not going to be able to run the ball on these guys. I mean, you can forget that. So they're going to take away the run. Now they're going to solidify those quick throws and RPOs and get that taken care of. Now, good luck.
Good luck. And not just that. We have a maniacal, sick, twisted motherfucker under center with the number 12 who put out his victory video, and he had to go and put the little 328 right up. He's sick, man. You got to be sick. Let it go, Tom.
He waited until 3:27 p.m. 3:27 p.m. He said, "I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna hit record then."
That is sick.
That's some shit. Like that's fucking detailed, dude. I love that.
But Sammer, that's not. I brought that up because that was funny and that's trolling and he's sick. He won't let it go. But you're talking about the defense being pissed. Look, Tommy baby is. We got the dub, but you know him. He's on to the next one immediately. Right. And you fucking better bet for fucking sure he's pissed.
Right.
Got a fumble at the 1 or at the 2 with Godwin, a fumble from fucking Rojo, the interception by Dam. He's not gonna let them rest on the fact. Oh, we got 31. We barely stunk out of there. We had to kick a game-winning field goal. So he's going to come with the mindset, I want to hang 50. I don't want to question at the end of the game. I don't want a game-winning drive. Let's flatly that's.
Well, I think people need to start understanding that TB is a savage, all right, and he now has that Florida swag.
You see him?
So throwing blocks. I'm telling you listen, the sunshine does something different to you. Like ain't nothing in New England that you can be happy about. I mean, ain't nothing. I mean, he was there with Belichick and all of that, and he was doing good. But everybody said, "Oh, Tom is just savage now. He doesn't change since he got to Tampa." No, he haven't changed. He's always been a savage. He's always been a competitor, and he always wanted to destroy a defense he was playing against. He always wants to hang up 50. Now he just got some of that sunshine in him and that Florida swag where it's coming out now. And a lot of these things, you got to remember, human nature, a lot of these things can come out when you've done something great. Tom Brady has done everything. So he can't do anything right now that's going to mess up his legacy. He can't do anything right now. So he's playing with house money right now. He's playing with house money. So he's going for broke. Like, it doesn't care. He's saying whatever he wants to say, whatever he wants to do, he's doing now, because you can't take 7 championship rings away from him. You can't take it away. I mean, he's done everything. Nobody's probably ever going to, as a quarterback or whatever, going to ever do what he's done. Now he's playing with house money and he's having a ball. He's just fun now. He's talking more. He's doing all of this. But make no mistake about it, he's always been a savage now. He's always been like that. Now he's just got that sunshine and that Florida swag to him a little bit.
It's just that Florida heat that makes you a little ornery. I mean, you get a little more
all I hear is 20-0. Everything you said, all I heard was 20-0, 20-0.
Did you see, Sammer? Did you see his Instagram story that Carmen posted? Did you see that, Donnie?
No, I didn't see that.
Everything, you got to pay attention. There's little goose eggs in all his posts, man. You just got to pay attention. He posted the victory one, and it said 3:28 at 3:28 p.m. Falcons thing, but he posted, "Thank you to the fans. You guys were really loud at Ray J." And he put, it was awesome to see the first, and he put all caps, first Super Bowl banner. And I was like, oh, this dude.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you know what his expectations are, bro.
First.
Wow.
Listen, as soon as he walked off the field during the Super Bowl, and everybody's laying on the field and doing angels and the confetti, he's already thinking about next season.
Right.
Bro, he said it. Godwin said it, that he called him the next morning. And Mike, like, we just celebrated the Super Bowl, bro, on Monday. He's like, so this is what we're going to do to improve. It's like, wait, what?
Tom's like, I've already done this like 7 times. What do you want me?
Right.
I'm over the confetti. I get it. Yeah, big deal. He's like the old age. I'm going to go home. You guys have fun here.
Right. But I mean, that's what the Michael Jordans, I mean, that's what LeBron's, that's what they have. They have that killer instinct. And they always
LeBron, I don't know, but yeah.
You said LeBron and then you didn't say Kobe, so I gotta understand. Don't do that.
No,
Donnie. Come on. Don't do that, Donnie. You better say Kobe.
Kobe's, well, you know Kobe's in there too, but I can't rattle off everybody that I'm.
Don't say LeBron before you say Kobe. Not on this show. Not on this show.
I agree with that.
In my head. I mean, but no, absolutely, Kobe, of course, Mamba is in there as well too. But Tom Brady is part of that group, man. That group, and that's all they want to destroy people, and that's all their mindset is about. Yeah, we won the Super Bowl. We set out, this is a goal that we wanted to do. We accomplished that. Okay, what's next? And they're never satisfied until they're done playing. They're never satisfied. So TB will never be satisfied. Even if he gets another Super Bowl, he's gonna want to go for another one.
So he's a Lombardi nympho, is what you're saying. He's a Lombardi nympho.
Oh yeah, he wants to be he wants to do what no one has ever done, and he's trying to win as many of these things as he can.
How much did you see in that game with the Dallas Cowboys? How much of that was the team adjusting to the fact that now the bullseye's on them, and that they're going to get everybody's best effort now week in and week out? And I think some of that, it looked like they were kind of a little bit shocked at first that, wait, what? Like they kind of walked in with a little bit too much swagger, or am I just seeing things or imagining at this point?
Well, no, I mean, you it's different, the hunter and the hunted. I mean, it's different. Like I said, Tampa have some young players on the team that doesn't quite understand that maybe. And you got to understand that what you did last year is totally different year. And the other thing that people don't understand is when you go to the Super Bowl, you've played what 25 games or 24 games in the season, including preseason.
That's rough.
So you got 4 preseason, 16 regular season, then you play another 3 to 4 in the playoffs.
Yep.
So it's an adjustment period for your body as well, because you're continuing to go while teams who didn't make the playoffs have started their offseason rest and recovery while you're still playing. So not only mentally you have to get adjusted to coming back the next year and playing, but physically you have to get adjusted as well too. And like you said, you have to get adjusted to now everybody is going to give you their best no matter who it is. I mean, Atlanta's going to put up a good fight this coming weekend because they're playing the Super Bowl champs of last year.
Yeah, and it's a division game.
And it's a division game. Yep. So they're going to put up their best fight. I mean, it ain't going to be enough, but they're going to put up their best fight. So all these factors into guys' mentality. The young secondary has to understand they're not invisible anymore. Everybody knows who they are now, and everybody's going to be trying to find their weaknesses. And it's up to them to make sure that they strengthen their weaknesses in order for the team to continue to have success.
Speaking of weaknesses, our co-host Stank has to cut out early this afternoon, so we have to basically wrap this up. Before we do that, I didn't
like that transition. I didn't like that segue at all. I don't appreciate that.
Before we wrap,
he wanted his own segment, didn't he? Something smells.
Something smells. That
stank. Before we wrap, I want to give you a quick chance to give us your score prediction for this coming weekend. Don't feel like it can't be outlandish, because I've been on here saying we're going to drop 56 almost every week. So let us know what you think's going to happen this weekend, then we'll wrap this one up.
So did they do the point spreads yet for this game? Or?
I can find it right now.
I don't think
so.
They
do that
By the way, we're going to get some art for some Poppy's Pick'em, so but I can look at the spread.
Now we need some art for Donnie. Donnie, baby, he's got to come up there. And
Donnie, you want to join in with us? We got an app. We're gonna be playing Pick'ems all year with our viewers.
And co-hosts.
It's just for fun and co-hosts.
Yeah.
Jake Arians in it.
No money involved or anything.
We just pick winners and losers, and then at the end of the year, whoever has the most victories, kind of has the
send me the information. I'll get
right now.
If you go like undefeated the first time you do it though, that first week, I'm kicking you off. Just so you know.
Well, it's impossible to. I mean, the games, and that's why everybody loves the NFL. I mean, the games, and that's why it drives bettors crazy, because you can bet on what you think is a sure thing, and the next thing you know, it's not, and you like pulling your hair out.
Hey, so real quick, hey, Latte, real quick, while you're doing that, who's in first place right now? Just in case you want to pull that up and share that information with everybody.
Stank fucking bastard.
Weird. That's so weird.
I mean, I couldn't get my numbers in on the first set of games, so I'm kind of.
And I got handicapped. I didn't get my numbers in time. They gave me a loss for the Bucs game, which is I would have had more victories than I have right now. And I'm beating Jake Arians and Stephen Che and these guys right here. So it's been a good week for me.
You gotta level out, man. The cream always rises to the top.
The spread right now is 12.5.
It's 12.5.
Well, wow.
That's a
what?
That's a big spread, dude.
That is a big spread.
When's the last time the Bucs have been favored by 12.5?
I don't know.
Holy shit.
Bucs by 30.
It's 12.5, and it's 52.5 is the over under for the
total.
total.
Over and under?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 34-10.
I like it.
I like that.
I'm going 34-10.
34-10.
I like it.
Yeah.
Donnie, thanks for hanging out, bro. Thanks for breaking down some film with us here, talking about what the Bucs did well, what they didn't do so well, and how they're going to improve moving forward. All of you guys out there, make sure you support our sponsors, forthebayco.com. They have amazing merch. The hat that Stank's got on, the hat that Poppy Latte's got on backwards. I don't have mine on, unfortunately. They have amazing merch. Donnie's going to be rocking some of that merch.
For the Bay thong on, don't you?
I do. I constantly wear a For the Bay thong.
Right.
It's kind of a good luck thing, so I try not to wash it between wins. I'll wash it if we lose, though. Donnie, we're going to get you some of that merch, obviously. And then make sure you support our other sponsor, Sauce and Wings. Find out where they're going to be at by following them on Twitter and on Instagram. Amazing food. They have mac and cheese with shredded chicken inside of it. I mean, and a guava-based wing.
Should we tell people?
So
Should we
good.
tell people, Sam?
So good.
So now, so you're vouching that the wings are great.
No, the wings are delicious.
Yeah, they're very good.
They're like, they're
Absolutely.
lacquer. They're delicious. They're beautiful.
Okay.
Oh my God, they're good.
I might have to, because I love wings now, so I might have to try them out.
Should we tell the people about week 4?
I mean, Donnie, you live in Tampa still, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you got
Donnie,
you got to party with us.
We're having
4.
a watch party for the return of the son, who's gonna freaking hang 50 on them too because he's a savage. Return of Brady to New England. We're having a watch party. A watch/block party. Can I give him some details, Sammer?
Oh wow!
You can give a little bit of deets. Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go over the deets because I gotta go.
All right.
Thank you, Donnie.
We'll just put a stupid, Muppet in your place because that's it. So we're having a block party, Donnie. We're gonna shut down the block. We're getting an outdoor projector.
Oh wow!
Sauce and Wings will be in the house. DJ Blackout Los, I didn't tell you this, by the way, agreed. He's coming, bringing a speaker, setting them on the block. We're having a live DJ. It's a tap house. As at Tap House 61, we got beer, we got liquor, we have the burger joint next door that was freaking amazing.
Okay.
I mean, it's a fucking block party, Donnie.
Wow.
You want to join?
You're invited,
That sounds
Donnie.
pretty good.
You should join us.
If I'm in town,
If
You're
you're
amazing.
in town.
my young son plays at the University of Marshall, at Marshall University. So
Also,
I'm about to head out and go watch them with play ECU this weekend.
I'm gonna put Donnie on the spot. People love this Donnie segment. Maybe Donnie should join us once a week, and we can break down some of the defense.
Hey, y'all done started something now. I'm game.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I
Y'all
like
let
it,
us know
man.
in the comments. Y'all let us know in the comments if you want Donnie to join us.
Who better to tell us all to chill the fuck out over the secondary than a guy who's played it at a high level for years? I mean, that's why that's what gives us that insight, right? That's what's valuable, man. That being able to hear that come from you, it's good stuff because again, you're right. It's week 1. They were short on guys already before the SMB injury, so they'll bounce back. Donnie, baby, thanks for fucking hanging out, man. It was amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you soon. And to all you guys out there, make sure you like, subscribe, leave comments. Do you guys want to see Donnie on here every week? Let us know in the comment section below.
Let us know. Let's go.
Go
Go
Bucs.
Bucs.